Hi, I'm Marcus with the IndieMusicLab.com. So in today's video, I'm just going to walk you through how to use Melodyne to correct some timing problems that you might be having on your vocal recordings. Now in this specific example, I am going to show you how to align the timing of two vocal doubles. So this is the classic Bon Iver kind of ambient folk style where you've got two lead vocals in essence that are panned left and right. And so we don't want them to sound too sloppy or too loose, and so we want to bring them in to be a bit more coherent, and we just want to make sure that there aren't any mistakes that are too distracting for these kinds of vocals. So let's dive in. This is how to use Melodyne to time your vocals. So the example that I'm going to be using today is a remake / cover of the song Anchor by Novo Amor. And if you know the original song, you know that he has this type of vocal sound where you've got two doubles, one pan left, one pan right, and it sounds something like this.
Took the breath from my open mouth, never known how it broke me down. I went, and I hear your ship is coming in.
Right, so that is the song that we're working with today. Now let's pull up Melodyne, and we want to fix a couple of these timing problems and these disparities between the left and the right. Now, I want to make something very clear here, especially when we're talking about this style of folk music. You don't want it to be perfect, so we're not going to correct everything. We're just going to correct the parts that we feel can really make the song a bit tighter and a bit more easy to listen to, but we still want to maintain that human, organic feel. So we're not trying to lose that, but we do often, when we're doing these types of doubles, want to make some slight adjustments with the timing to fix any problems. So in Studio One, it's very easy because Melodyne is integrated into Studio One. Melodyne Essential, that's all I'm using. I don't need the upgrade, but obviously you can use Melodyne in any DAW that you might have, so this will 100% apply to any situation. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these vocal tracks right here, and I'm going to just edit with Melodyne. That way we are good to go. So, and what it's going to do now, it's going to annoy the heck out of me because it's going to ask me, it's going to move me to a website for a frickin' update, and I don't care, and I don't need it. And this is the part where I get really angry, so just bear with me. Yeah. Anyway, so now let's dive in and time these vocals. So what you want to do is, I'm just going to hit play, and then I'm just going to listen for any obvious thing or mistake that I might want to fix, that I might want to adjust the timing of. So let's just get started.
Took the breath from my open mouth, never known how it broke me down. I went, took the breath from my open mouth.
I think I want to fix that. So you have the open, you have me saying the word open a bit early on the right side. So I'm going to go in here to Melodyne. Let me pull this up. Wait, why can't? There we go. Okay, so now when you open Melodyne, it's gonna be by default snapped to the grid, to the time grid, and we do not want that. That's gonna just screw everything up. So you want to make sure you come here to Options and Time Grid and make sure that is not active. Because if we leave it, we can only adjust the timing of these in like massive ways. And it can only snap, see, like that. So it's a real pain. You can't even do what you want to do in that if this is turned on. So you want to make sure the time grid is not active. That way you can make very precise adjustments on these. So I'm just going to go to the word open. And going to slide this slightly over. There it is. That all sounds good to me. Now that S, I don't really like how that S, it's kind of far off from the right. So let's see if we can. Now, here's another thing with Melodyne is you can chop this. So let's see where this S is on this one, because the S on the right side that trails off there is a little bit later than the one on the left. So let's see if we can adjust that so it's not quite as obvious. Okay, so here's the S. Right here is where the S is. So what I'm going to do is hover over this. And there we go. So when this pops up, this little arrowy thing with a line across the middle, if I double click that, it splits it. So now I can go here and I'm going to select both of these here, and then I'm going to move these over. Or no, it'd be this way. Let's see how that sounds. Because that is where the S is. See if we can bring it maybe back a little bit more.
Somewhere else.
There we go, that's better.
Somewhere else.
Maybe even a little bit more.
Else.
There it is. So what's really cool about when you're timing this inside of Melodyne is this is also why it's so much better to do it here rather than just using the clips on the timeline. Because notice how when you move this around, here, let me go here to show. When I move this note, it's gonna automatically stretch this note before it. So if I move this, notice how this moves as well, right? So that's really cool because you won't have to, you only have to adjust it once. It kind of corrects the right before and right after for you, so you don't have to do all that extra work, which is very nice. So let's keep going.
Shook the best when your love was home. Store it up on a solid glow you in search of someone else.
Again, I like that it's slightly off, and I'm just going to leave that.
I hear your ship is coming in. Your tears are sea for me to swim. And I hear a storm is coming in. My dear, is it all we've ever been?
Alright, so that is how you use Melodyne to correct some timing problems inside your DAW on your vocals. You can obviously use this for, if it's just one lead vocal, you can use it if you're talking about vocal doubles like this, or if you have some background vocals. Although, if you have backgrounds, I would recommend if the timing is that much off, you should just re-record the take, to be honest with you. But if you're talking about the lead vocal, or the lead vocals in this case, then you do want to make sure that there aren't too obvious distractions. Like, it can be human, it can be authentic, you can have these slight offset of time, but you want to be precise enough on these. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about EQing your vocals, that's one of the common problems that I hear from my audience is, how do I actually use an EQ effectively that actually works, that actually fixes problems in your mix? Well, I want to help you out with that. I want to give you my visual guide for fixing vocal EQ problems. It is very simple. I've got 8 problems mapped out, and I've got 8 solutions to those problems. And what's really cool is you can see visually what it looks like. So if your problem is your vocal is too muddy, make this cut and it looks like this. If your problem is etc., etc. So if EQing your vocals has been a bit confusing and problematic for you, then be sure to download that. It's really going to help you out. It's 100% free. So check it out. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, my friend. Happy music making.